Following the breakup of Yugoslavia, an ethnic war ripped through Bosnia from 1992 to 1995, killing an estimated 100,000 people. Although relations between the various ethnic and religious groups have returned to a somewhat normal state, tensions remain. A visit by Pope Francis appears to be contributing to healing some of these divisions, as both Christians and Muslims are participating in welcoming ceremonies for the Pope. Activities include singing by a multi-ethnic children's choir and a presentation of an ornate chair carved by a Muslim woodcarver exclusively for the Pope. It seems that Pope Francis's relatively open outlook has preceded him in his mission to bring a lasting peace to the area. July will mark the 20th anniversary of the killing of 8,000 Bosniak men and boys, in an act unparalleled since World War II. In another sign of discrimination against a minority group, the country of Myanmar is enacting a law that would limit childbirths to one child every 3 years for mothers in a region composed primarily of Muslims. The country's Buddhist majority contains elements that have advanced concerns that the high birth rate among Muslims will dramatically shift the demographics of the country. Opponents of the law point out that it targets only Muslims, but the government denies this and claims that it is instead intended to improve both maternal health and child welfare. Both the United Nations and the U.S. have voiced concerns over the law, citing the already dismal fate of over 1 million stateless Rohingya people who are fleeing the area seeking asylum in other countries. All protests have fallen on deaf ears, however, as the legislation was signed into law by the nation's president, Thein Sein. In 2010, France banned the wearing of full-face veils in a decision that was later upheld by the European Court of Human Rights. This ruling has set a legal and constitutional precedent against which the Netherlands has approved a partial ban on the wearing of full-face Islamic veils, the niqab, and the burqa in public. The ban is a partial one, in that it takes effect only in public places, although it was reported by the BBC that individuals would be allowed to wear full-face veils on the streets. Reuters reported on a release statement which asserted, in a free country like the Netherlands, everyone has the right to dress how they choose, no matter what others think. That freedom is only limited in situations when it is essential for people to look at each other. The BBC further noted that the face-covering clothing will in future not be accepted in education and healthcare institutions, government buildings, and on public transportation. According to the British Broadcasting Corporation, this ban will affect a few hundred women who fully veil themselves, and anyone that disregards the new law could be fined up to €405. According to Al Jazeera, Prime Minister Mark Rutte's government introduced a previous bill that will ban these full-face veils on the street, but that bill was later abandoned for a partial ban. The aforementioned previous bill was supported by anti-Islam activist and politician Geert Wilders, who has argued that the new bill is weak and thus does not go far enough. Meanwhile, the Dutch Prime Minister said that the bill does not have any religious background. The Prime Minister further noted that the bill was being enacted for security reasons and that the government tried to find a balance between people's freedom to wear the clothes they want and the importance of mutual and recognizable communication. The new law will be sent to a panel of legal advisors for assessment, a panel that has previously been critical of this proposed ban, and its members see it as a violation of constitutionally protected rights to religious freedom.